Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and today we're going to be going over the 2020 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon. This particular one has the 3.6 liter V6, which a lot of you think that is the only engine you should go for on the Wrangler. But as always, we'll do a quick walk around on the Jeep, then we're going to take it out to see how it drives. And a big shout out and thank you to Larry Miller, Dodge Ram, Jeep Chrysler here in Sandy for providing us with a Jeep. If you're in the market for a new Jeep, check them out. Boom, first try. That was solid. Okay, now this is a Rubicon, so it's gotta have it. Nope, still a hood problem. So under the hood here we have the naturally aspirated 3.6 liter V6. In terms of power outputs, it's gonna be good for 285 horsepower and 260 pound-feet of torque. And that is all through an 8-speed automatic transmission. And some new information that I've gotten is apparently this year will be the year for the EcoDiesel. So late availability with the Wranglers and the Gladiators. Apparently we're supposed to be getting an EcoDiesel, so let's cross our fingers. Now let's wrap things up on the front by going to the fenders first and foremost. So full LED lights right here. This one has the body painted fender group, which I really like. I think that's a cleaner look than doing like the plastic hardtop like what that Wrangler over there has. But anyways, full LED lights up front, so circular LED with the LED projector bulbs, and then signature Jeep front grille, and that's all body painted as well. This one has the steel bumper group, so not plastic, and then you've got red tow hooks that pop out of it, which is part of the Rubicon package, and then we've got little fog lights right there, and that look right there with the fender and the tire and all that, fantastic. Around the side here, we've got these 17-inch rims. I like the design on them, but it'd be cooler if they're like blacked out, just saying. 285mm tires, and you can see just how aggressive these tires are. I mean, hardcore for the off-road. And then you can see all the suspension there with the shocks. I mean, the Rubicon just does absolutely crazy on the off-road. Got the Rubicon logo right there with the little hood vents. You can lower down the windshield onto those little props right there. And then you can see the Jeep badging with the Wrangler badging on the side, and then the back fender. And I'll take a step back so you guys can see the Jeep in all of its glory. Right here we've got the key fob, and up, boom! That's if the key ever, or the Jeep, not the key, if the Jeep ever dies on you. But if we lock it up, which you actually don't have to do, if you just press that twice, that'll do the remote start, which this does have a remote start. Say hello to the 3.6 liter V6. Press that again and it'll shut off. And let's do what we did in the last Jeep video. So we'll start at the bottom first. So you get a little red tow hook since this is the Rubicon. Receiver hitch is just down below with all the plugins for towing. And then you've got the tire on the back. So that's your little backup camera right there, and the tires are identical to the ones around, so you get 5 tires with the Jeep. LED lights, which look fantastic at night, and then the gas cap to the side. And let's open this up now. So you can see that's pretty simple functionality right there, and storage space in here is really good. 12 volt right there, and then you've got one of the speakers for the Alpine sound system. And if we pick this up, you can see there's more storage. You can put your little bolts right here when you take off the top. And then what's really cool is this one has body painted on the roll bar, so when you take off this whole like top, this is what will be exposed, so it'll look really good overall. And then to shut it all, you just have to pull that back down, shut that, see my ugly reflection, and yeah, you're good to go. Here is the door panel in the rear, beautiful red stitching, which I love. You've got your leather right there, and then one of the door handles. When we look at the seats over here in the rear, more of that red stitching, and then this pulls down to be some cup holders for passengers in the rear. You can see you've got some charging stations with a full power outlet, windows as well, and then you've got some vents for the rear passengers, this cool kind of like netting on the back with a little cargo net right there. Oh wait, again, mirror, and this time blind spot monitoring. Okay, now that we can go over the door panel in the front, we got more red stitching with the nice leather, another little storage mat right, or net? Yeah, net. Another door handle right there. You've got your controls to the window, lock and unlock function. Over here, the seats are manually adjustable. You can't get power adjustable seats in a Wrangler, but at least they give you a cool loop. And then you can see over here, we've got more of that contrasted stitching with the leather. It says Rubicon on the back of the seat. And then you can see the pedals just down below right there. No hood latch though, because the hood latch is on the outside. And then you've got your light controls, which I leave in automatic mode. Fog lights, those are for the screens. And then the steering wheel is going to be manually adjustable. Woo! It's actually pretty easy to get in the Wrangler. Every single time I get into a Wrangler or a Gladiator, by the way, I always do this because it's just natural, but it's a push button. And then you can see the little Jeep graphic that starts up. Now right here, you've got your controls for the cruise control. Jeep in the center, and then this is for your center stack. And then you've got your Bluetooth phone controls. And then I like this little silver insert, but then the thing I like the most is the red stitching. Steering wheel is fully leather, looks and feels really nice. You got your regular turn signal stock on the other side, and then all of your windshield wiper stocks on that side. Let's go over the center screen. On the center screen, you can see we've got the RPMs over on that side, and then on the right side, we've got the speed, and then we've got this little center screen. And you can see that there's a bunch of different menus that you can kind of scroll through that give you different bits of information on the Jeep. One of my favorites though is the off-road stuff, so it kind of tells you different bits of information. So it tells you like your steering angle, all that. I think that is a really neat little feature that it gives you that much information. Now here is our center touchscreen, and you can see there's rubber all around. And then with this one, since it's red on the outside, the Rubicons come with the red, but then this kind of matches because red and more red. But anyways, 8.4-inch screen. You can see that you've got the navigation function on it, really responsive, all drag and drop with all of those functions. Heated seats, heated steering wheel. Here's your backup camera. You can see that super clear, easy to use on that function as well. And then this one does have the off-road pages, which always take a minute to load up. Well, now that the off-road pages are loaded up, you can see that you've got some different gauges that you can go through, but yeah, I mean, it just gives you similar stuff you can see in the center screen, but at least it tells you your steering angle, all that, and then whether you're in two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, whatever drive you're in. Now right here we've got all of our analog controls. So analog controls for the radio, for example, analog controls for the heated seats and heated steering wheel, and then your analog climate controls all in that area, like just boom, controls everywhere. Screen on or off button, so you can do that. Hill descent control, parking sensors, stability control, auto stop start, and then your mute button. And then you've got your window controls just down below, and then all of your little charging stations in this whole area. Then some auxiliary switches that are hiding behind the shifter right there. And let's go on to the shifter where we mentioned that. So you've got your 8-speed automatic, you've got your manual shift function with this, so if you want to shift the gears yourself. And then this is for your transfer case, so 2-wheel high, 4-wheel high, neutral, and then 4-wheel low. And then over here, this is where you're going to do the front and rear lockers, and then also you've got the sway bar disconnect button, so it's a lot easier to use on this new generation JL. Cup holders in this area, and that's for your little phone. Red stitching on the e-brake right here, which looks and feels nice actually. Center console with more of that red stitching, so you got some storage on the top. And by the way, this isn't dirty, that's the design. And then you've got more storage in this area, and you got a little grab handle above the glove box like on all of the Wranglers. And then we can open this up and you can see regular sized glove box for the Wrangler, and window stickers peeping up there, but we've got to go to the roof first. We've got all of our latches for the roof right here, so it's pretty easy to take this off, and you can see the little speakers for the sound system. Power tools, or not power tools, but you just have to use tools to get the stuff on the back. And then this is just a T-top, so this is easy to remove, but universal garage door openers right there. Hey, come here before you get away. Here's our window sticker. So you can see the starting price before options are added. You can see all the options that this one has. This is pretty fully loaded for a Rubicon. It's got all the goodies. And there's your total price. There's your fuel economy, by the way. Not too bad. That 2-liter turbocharged one is a little bit better fuel economy, but it's not that much better. Well, now that we've gone over everything on this Rubicon, let's take it out to see how it drives. Now before we start off in the Wrangler Rubicon, let's talk about visibility. So you can see visibility over the hood's pretty good. I love looking over the hood and seeing those vents. That's such a cool characteristic of these Wranglers. Visibility throughout both of those mirrors, and then you can see through the rear. Again, like I say with all the Jeeps that are all squared off, it's a block of cheese, so it's pretty easy to see out of because it's a bunch of big square windows. Now setting off here in the Rubicon, first what I'm noticing, especially compared to that Sahara that I just drove, is this one is quite a bit bumpier. Just those off-road tires are going to make it a lot bumpier in general. And I'm noticing more road noise too, just from the tires, just everything, even the wind. It seems like there's more road noise, and this one doesn't have the insulation on the roof, so that's probably why I'm hearing a little bit more wind noise. Now let's talk about steering feel here with the Rubicon, and Yeah, it's a little bit more vague than a regular Wrangler. Wranglers in general are pretty vague compared to most normal vehicles. It's kind of expected, but this Rubicon with a little bit higher up suspension and then the tires, it's just not as direct. I mean, yeah, it's not horrible, but it just floats around, guys. Now let's get a little acceleration with this Wrangler. Yeah, that really doesn't feel as peppy as that 2-liter turbo. I know this one's going to be a little bit slower because of the tire setup on it compared to that Sahara that I drove, but yeah, the V6 just doesn't have that same torquey feel. And something that I would really, really love to see is them actually implement the EcoDiesel, not just say that they're going to do it, but actually do it, because that EcoDiesel, I will say, in the Jeeps is going to be better than any of the motors that are currently offered, because it'll have about the same amount of horsepower. Because the last generation had 240, the next one I think is like 260, but then the torque output is going to be so much more than how much torque that these Jeeps currently make. 295 on the turbo versus 260 on this, and I mean on the EcoDiesel it's like 280 now for the new generation. Last generation was, or sorry, not 280, 480. My bad. And then the last one was 420. So I mean, just so much more torque's going to change these Wranglers. So yeah, after that whole spiel, I'm kind of back already. And I mean, if you're on the market for a off-road SUV, which a lot of people are nowadays, check out the Jeep Wrangler, because it's a quintessential off-road SUV. And the Rubicon, if you can afford one, get the Rubicon. It looks cooler. And there we have it, everyone. The 2020 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon. Almost said Gladiator, but beautiful, beautiful Jeep. Absolutely love it, especially in this red paint. I think that looks absolutely fantastic. That might be a color that I go for if I don't wrap it green. But anyways, if you're stopping for the first time, please subscribe, comment down below what you thought, and then a big shout out and thank you to Larry Miller, Jeep Chrysler here in Sandy, for providing us with the vehicle. I'll see all of you in that next video.